But like going to rehearsal was life to us. Because there can be a move of God at the rehearsal.
Your top 5 priorities may not include your music ministry at your local church, but reevaluate if you should be serving in that capacity. Because you don't ever want to half do something. That's stupid.
I view it as you didn't do what you needed to do. You didn't adequately prepare.
Because that live stream, that audio is going to tell you some truth. It's going to tell you the truth.
Let me rehearse! What's up, y'all? My name is Jerm.
And I'm Joey.
And we are
Kingdom Movement.
And we want to welcome you to another episode of Deeper Waters. There you go with that whispering again. Well, we're talking rehearsal tonight.
Let's talk.
Rehearsal is amazing to me. It's the cornerstone. It's the foundation of preparation. It's literally what allows us to minister in excellence. It gives us the tools that we need to be comfortable on stage. When I don't rehearse and I'm unsure,
Right.
I'm unable to tap in. But when I'm sure and I know where I'm going, because I always know where I'm going. When I know where I'm going, it's an amazing experience. And that's why I can sit in rehearsal and I don't need the clock watch.
Yeah.
I don't need the clock watch because I'm in my element. I'm in my space. I'm in my calling.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
I want to talk about first how important that is to somebody who really wants to be great. I think anytime you want to be great and you want to pursue excellence, you understand that takes time.
Right.
You have to be willing to put time in.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that, how we grew up, which, we've talked about before, but we grew up with the standard of excellence being imparted to us.
Yeah.
And that was given to us as a value. So naturally we value it and we want to be excellent in not just music, but everything that we do, but especially music, because that's what we're talking about here.
And I can vividly remember when we were young and, we were at our, kind of like our home church-ish where we started at before Restoration. And I remember there used to be Saturday morning rehearsals. And I used to hate it, but I kind of liked it because we used to see all the kids from the church. And we used to go in and we figured out how to rig the side. Those things had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. We figured out how to rig the TV and then we could watch them not cartoons, but them Disney Channel. ABC used to show the Disney Channel shows on Saturday morning, like Vaso Raven and them. And it was like actually really dope,
watching
right?
TV in the
Exactly. And then we would bring the Xbox sometimes and we would play games and it was really cool. But like going to rehearsal was life to us. We weren't rehearsing, but our parents were always bringing us to rehearsal. Like I can't speak from a place of a parent who has kids and has schedules and everything, but we were not shy to a pew, to a classroom, to getting the TV on. Like I can't necessarily speak to
any of it,
a parent and how they feel about it, but like we were brought to rehearsal and we were taught rehearsal etiquette.
And I think that's why we're so comfortable with it now and being at rehearsal now, because that was the element that we were in. And I think culture is so important anytime you're talking about building and preparing. Culture helps that. And, when you're constantly at something, that's building a culture.
Right.
And so we had a culture, an expectation when we were at rehearsal. And so it wasn't just learning and just perfecting. It was all of the things that come with it.
Well, what does someone do when they're saying, hey, I'm actually not interested in being perfect or perfecting this. I kind of just want to serve in church and I want to do ministry. Like I have a lot of things I'm doing and juggling in my life. And I just don't know if I can commit because how we preach rehearsal is, there's practice, which happens at home.
Right.
Which is where you study the music, you learn the words, you get your part. Then we come together in rehearsal. We we get the blend,
That's right.
the cohesion. We work on leads. We work on movement, all that kind of stuff. And then we move into the live portion where we kind of work out and we demonstrate what we've kind of been learning, what we kind of been gathering. But what do you say to the church member who's like, hey, I'm just volunteering. I'm not interested in making this a life move. Like, we speak from the perspective of career. A lot of people are like, hey, I just volunteer at my church. I didn't ask for all this. What do you say to them?
I say that you have to see how much time, you have to figure out and calculate how much time you're able and willing to give.
Yeah.
How much time are you willing to dedicate? And it depends on, what the standard of your music ministry is.
That's good.
Whoever your leader is, what are they looking for? What are rehearsals like for them? Mm-hmm. I know that now, especially back in the day, there were rehearsals that went or could go all night. Yeah. There wasn't no specific
because there can be
limit.
A move of God at the rehearsal. In fact, before we leave this place, there needs to be a move of God, because this is just a germ belief. On Sunday morning, we are leading the experience. Mm-hmm. We already have received what we need to receive. Mm-hmm. On Sunday morning, we are leading the experience.
Right.
So I'm not about to fall out during the worship set as a leader or a background singer because I have a job. Mm-hmm. And some of you don't understand that because worship has become so emotional. But picture this. The pastor is up preaching. Mm. And and God said, let, and they're doing all that. Or some of you got the talking pastors, and God said,
it's crazy.
Let, whatever kind of church you go to. And then they like, whew, he said it. Whew, I can't, whew, he said it. You like, what'd he say? Whew, read it. He said it. Imagine that's how I view falling out during praise and worship. I view it as you didn't do what you needed to do. You didn't adequately prepare, which is going beyond singing,
right?
Going beyond retention and memorization of the part. Now we moved into you didn't actually sit with the music, live with the music, and get it down in your spirit.
Right.
You have no foundational word to go along with this.
Exactly.
So now on Sunday, this thing hits you like a ton of bricks, and you don't know how to handle the weight of the glory. Also want to speak to, we both went to college, and we both stayed active in church.
We did.
And this is not a shade or shot, or it could be shade or shot. Sometimes I don't know the difference. They tell me I'm top 5 shady. I'll take it. I ain't mad at it.
Debatable. No, I'm just playing.
But reality is, we were active in church.
Yeah.
While working full-time jobs, while going to college, while being in school. And I feel like sometimes culturally we do things because we feel like we have time, I need to be, my season to be with my kids. I'm not going to talk about your kids because that's your business. Or this is my season to be in school. I'm not going to talk about you in school because you want to graduate. But what I will talk about is be careful putting the things of God on the back burner the moment you step into some of the most aggressive temptation and just spiritual turbulence that you'll experience in your life.
Yeah.
While saying, hey, I actually need a break so I can pursue these other things, which I think there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I need to season down, because I don't know if I've done that, but I should have done that. Don't be like us. We've been going to church for 30 years straight. Don't do that. We shouldn't say don't do that.
I don't want to talk about it.
We shouldn't say don't do that. All I'm saying is, I can't remember a season where I wasn't expected to be in church. That's probably a little unhealthy, but finding a healthy balance because I'm sorry, one day, 2 hours ain't gonna kill nobody. I don't think you get anything from saying I can't come to a rehearsal. I don't think you win any time back, especially when you're gonna keep. There's certain things you ain't letting go in your life anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just from my viewpoint.
Yeah, I think that priorities have to be really looked at and really scrutinized, and we don't always identify our priorities clearly. Mm-hmm. And for some, your top 5 priorities may not include your music ministry at your local church.
Yeah.
That's fine. You may need to reevaluate that if it's not in the top 5 or so or whatever. But reevaluate if you should be serving in that capacity then. Because you don't ever want to half do something. That's stupid.
Because your choir, my choir, they don't sing weekly.
Yeah.
So there is a second tier option of people just committing to the choir.
Exactly.
But why don't they want to do that? Why is choir? Why do we consider choir? That's a whole nother episode. But why do we consider choirs less than? Why is choirs? I can't stand when I hear music ministers say, "Yeah, we're gonna throw everybody in the choir, but the praise team gonna be the elite singers." Like, why do we do that? Because I know it's a thought. It's a thought I come in with. Like, everybody can join the choir. Mm-hmm. Why? Why have we done this to the choir? Because where's the excellence in the choir? Y'all saying, bring back the choir? Y'all start a choir. But like at the end of the day, like there's room for you to be in the choir.
Right.
There's room for you. So you need to take a break from music ministry, but there's other ministries that are just Sunday only ministries, or there are ministries in church that are like, oh, you only actually have to do something twice a month. But why are you breaking from ministry altogether? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it can be dangerous, and here's why. You know, I speak from personal experience. I've served, and this is not to tell anybody to do exactly what I've done, but I've served in ministry since I was a child, and consistently since, like, in the music ministry on a praise team, since I was like 15 years old.
You regret it?
I'm 33 now. No, I don't regret it. I think there's some things that I've learned. There was some seasons that I wanted to take breaks, but what I found out is that it helped me in different seasons of my life. You know, there were times where I felt like I did not want to go to rehearsal. I did not want to serve on this Sunday. I did not want to be a part on this day. And while breaks are absolutely necessary and we don't always rest properly, which is very important, there's a value in doing something until it's completed and staying consistent, whether you feel like it or whether you don't, and not letting your feelings dictate or your day dictate your actions. I can remember a time where my conviction wasn't as strong and I wasn't necessarily thinking about God or the things of God and the ways of God, you know, like I've grown to. And being in the environment of the church, and it's not like I was trying to do something super crazy, but I'm a person, I'm a human. Humans naturally drift away. And so having something that's consistent, that puts you in the right atmosphere and helps you stay connected to the presence of God and the Word of God, that's in accountability. That's very, very important. And so I think that that helped me become accountable and helped me sharpen skills where I'm like, now I can see signals. Like, you know, there's rare occasions now when we serving on a team together now.
Right,
it ain't that rare.
He's fired me.
Please stop spreading these lies. But when we can, well, I know you, obviously, so it's different. But when I'm on a stage with a worship leader and they're leading and I'm just part of the team and I'm not leading, I can see where they're going before they go.
That's major.
And so that comes with time spent. You can only be quick.
Yes. That's time spent. That's studying.
You can only be quick because you spent time. And I think we want everything so touch and go nowadays.
Yeah.
I get it because
It's that
life moves
pandemic
quick.
culture.
Exactly. It's so it did a number on our minds and on
Pandemic
our
exposed them
culture.
vocals, though. The live stream weekly be exposing everybody's vocals, but we're not here to talk about that.
It does. So you really need to be running to rehearsal for that. But anyway, yeah,
Busting down the door for rehearsal. Everybody need to listen to their track, and if it wasn't at least an 80% rate of correct, y'all let me rehearse. That's how you should be on Sunday.
Because that live
Tuesday,
stream,
Thursday,
that audio
Friday,
is going to tell you some truth. It's going to tell you the truth. And you need to listen and you need to adjust. That's the only way we get better.
All in all, I think the only thing we're saying to you guys is it's okay to take breaks. Mm-hmm. Jesus rested. It's biblical. He gave us the Sabbath for a reason.
You have to.
But find the root of your needing rest. That's what I would always tell somebody. Find the root. I recently found myself like, Jeremy, you're attached to a lot of things you need to detach from. And that's why you need the rest. You actually don't need a break from this thing. You need to say no to these things. And that gave me my root of needing rest. And my homie just asked me, he was like, man, I want you to take a break. I don't want you to get burned out. I was like, bruh, I love this. I'm not burned out from this. But what they were trying to get me to do was going to have me wanting to quit everything. Don't quit everything. Quit what's necessary. We love y'all.
Peace.